Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, we talk to the Humane Society of Sarasota County's Canine Behavior Specialist, John Phfoler, zookeeper Krystin from Sarasota Jungle Gardens, co-owner Angela Began of 20 Minutes to Fitness, her client Jan Girard, fundraising co-chair Elana Uttaro of the Sarasota County Aging Network, and Master of Vision Robert Stueber and Ambassador of Public Relations Patrick Wynne from Lionheart Productions, all next on Suncoast FYI. We have a new face from the Humane Society of Sarasota joining us in the studio today. John Phfoler, their canine behavior specialist.
Hi,
Welcome
good morning.
To the show. Thank you for being here.
Nice being here. Thank you.
Tell Nolani we said hello. We miss her.
I will.
Okay. Tell us what you do, please, John.
Okay, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
I've been at the Humane Society for about 9 years now, and it's my first job at a nonprofit. Okay, so my main job is I work with the volunteers, the canine volunteers. I work with the animals, of course, evaluate the animals. I work with our training program, training not only volunteers, but we do training for the public. I have a teen club that I do every year, yes, which is during the school year. This year we'll be doing 2 instead of 1 because the demand is so high. I go to schools and things like that to talk about dog safety and other issues, community centers. I can draw blood. I can read fecals. I can, like most of our staff, I'm pretty much cross-trained. We can pretty much do just about everything down there. The last sentence of my job description says, and anything else asked of you. So that pretty much wraps it up.
Okay, well, what would you consider your most important part of your job?
To me, the most important part, and this will probably surprise a lot of people, is to keep dogs out of the Humane Society. The Humane Society should be your absolute last resort, a shelter. And a lot of people don't understand that. They really don't. I don't want your dog. The Humane Society can be a very scary place for a lot of dogs. Yes, we have a great facility, but nonetheless, it's still a shelter. Okay? So what I try to do is keep dogs in their homes. It's a matter of pet retention. If I can keep a pet in their home, that makes my day. Trust me.
And by doing that now, we talked a little bit earlier, there's a difference between training and behavioral issues, and it was very interesting. Can you explain to our audience what's that all about?
Yes, because actually most animals are turned in, not only at our shelter, but every shelter in the country for either training issues or behavior issues. Training issues, yes, there's a huge difference because behavior issues would be things like anxiety disorders, for example, say separation anxiety, thunderstorm anxiety, or compulsion disorders, which can be fly snapping or flank sucking or things like that. And those things are actually medical disorders, more so than training issues. So
that makes sense.
That's where you should probably start with your veterinarian and work with someone skilled in behavior as opposed to simply just straight dog training.
Just dog training. So that won't necessarily work. Training just isn't one component. So if your dog is having issues, it could be behavioral. And you suggested that they might need medication.
They may.
Just like people do for anxiety disorders.
If a dog suffers from an anxiety issue, oftentimes anti-anxiety medications can help.
And can they get that from their vets?
They can. And that's why the client should be working through their vets and their dog trainer or a behavior specialist.
Now, a lot of people say they don't have time to train their dogs, though. What do you say to people like that?
I don't think I can say it on the air. This is what I do with my classes, and it is so easy, and I think more people should do this. I tell my students, 80% of our dog training, I teach them how to do it in the house. If you don't do it in the house, they won't do it. This is Florida. It's hot. It's hot outside. I constantly train my dogs. I do not spend 30 minutes a day training my dog. No one has 30 minutes anymore. I know that. They have families, they have jobs. So guess what? Everyone has to go to the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Spot, heel, get to the bathroom. Spot, set, spot, stay, close the door, come out.
Yep.
Good stay, yay.
Yeah.
Train all the time.
Yeah.
So I teach my students to train in the house. No
5 minutes
excuse,
a time.
not for
Right.
doing your homework.
Right.
Because you're training all the time.
Yeah.
Dog
And
doesn't
that's
know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I mean, you're
easy.
sitting down to watch TV. Sit.
This
Stay.
is what I tell them. I said,
Simple
I can't
things.
make it any easier
Yeah.
for you than training your dog, sitting down, watching TV, just as you said.
Okay.
It doesn't get any
So
easier.
simple things that you would do at home, you can train them right along with you.
Oh, lots
Okay.
of things.
Another important question, people that are going to the shelter. How do you choose a dog? What do you look for?
Okay, that's a great question too. What most people look for, and this absolutely drives John insane, what the dog looks like. When you go to pick out a dog, I learned this a very long time ago. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what size you are. I'm really not even all that concerned with medical issues or physical deformities. It's temperament. Pick the dog with the best temperament. We're very fortunate. We have very good matchmakers down at the Humane Society, and we try to place the right dog in the right home. Oftentimes, people will come in, the dog's this big, it's very cute.
Yep.
They have a house full of young children. Dog hates children,
Sure.
but they want that dog.
Yeah.
When they should be taking the 50-pound lab
So you
that's over in the
have to
other
take
kennel,
those things into
because it's a much better
consideration. Right.
choice.
Now, again, we talked a little bit about, because I said about a dog, you know, you foster. You've said how many, you've fostered 80 dogs.
I have.
And I said, how do you give them up? That would be where I would have a problem.
Right.
And you said
Okay.
that,
The first one you cry.
Yes.
The second one's a little harder,
Yeah.
but it's a little easier.
Yeah.
By the time the third or fourth one comes along, you're high-fiving your wife, and you're going, oh my goodness, I'm glad that dog is out of here.
yeah, so it gets easier.
But it's behavior fosters, and that's what I need down at the Humane Society, and that's what every shelter needs, is I need behavior fosters. People that are willing to take dogs on with anxiety issues, because we treat those at the Humane Society. I'm very proud that we are able to do that.
Thank you so much.
You're more
And
than
thank you
welcome. Thanks
all
for
that you
having
do
me.
to help our little four-legged friends.
Thank you.
We have a few critters roaming around the studio from Sarasota Jungle Gardens, so please stay tuned. Our next guest in the studio today is zookeeper Krystin Sudtelgte from Sarasota Jungle Gardens, and she brought a few critters from the zoo with her. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, who is this young lady we have with you?
This is Berta. Berta
Hi,
here is an
Berta.
eclectus parrot.
And where's she from?
Her kind is usually from Papua New Guinea, so she's very exotic.
She is beautiful. Now, how did you come to have her at the gardens?
So a lot of our animals are actually rescues, or they've been donated birds before. 80% of our animals actually. So almost all the birds up in our bird area have been either donated or rescued, so it's pretty cool.
So you work with all of the animals. How many animals do you have there?
Usually we have more birds than we do other things, but we have like lemurs, we have a whole flamingo flock, we have like a petting zoo with like goats and stuff, so we have a big variety.
Okay, and you have we're going to have somebody else come on now too.
Yep, we're gonna have one of our possums. We're gonna trade out. He's a good boy.
Oh, how sweet.
Get him settled. He is a little bit wiggly. He's still just kind of a baby.
He's a little camera shy, huh?
Yep, he is.
How old is he?
This is Uttaro. He's just a couple months. Just a couple months old. Yeah.
Now, again, so was he a rescue? Did something happen to his mom?
Yep, so we actually got him from a local vet office. We believe his mom was hit by a car, unfortunately, and so we took him in and have been caring for him ever since.
Okay. Now, when you see them, because I've had a couple in the yard and my dog's been very curious about them, how aggressive are they?
Usually in the wild, they're going to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
I do know people that have actually had possums as pets before, and they're very good with them, but usually in the wild, you know, they're trying to protect themselves,
Sure,
protect their
sure.
babies, stuff like that.
These have pretty cool ears. They almost look like they're leather.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty good at hearing.
Yeah.
Like I said, he is a little wiggly because
Yeah.
he's just a baby, so.
And what's special about him?
These guys are North America's only marsupial, believe it or not.
Wow.
So I think they're pretty cool. And one very big common misconception about these guys is actually rabies. It's actually very uncommon that these guys will get rabies. So I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of a big misconception about them is that they always carry rabies, but it's very rare that these guys have them.
And what do they like to eat?
These guys are kind of known for going through lots of garbage, but these guys are omnivores, so they're going to eat both plants and meats and garbage. And he likes insects too.
Whatever you give them.
Yes.
Okay. And we have one final guest with us today, which he's another probably wiggly guy.
Yeah, he usually is pretty good though once you get him settled. Try it out.
Oh.
See, once you like hold him, when you first take him out, they kind of think you're maybe like a bird of prey or something like that. But then they realize it's you and they like your warmth, so they just kind of relax.
And who's this?
This is Bashful. This is one of our alligators. We kind of named him after the 7 dwarves, so this is one of our guys.
And how did you come to have Bashful join you?
Well, these guys, we have education alligators that we specifically have just for education purposes, so people can learn about them. They can come and actually feed them at our park, so it's pretty cool. We very frowned upon that in the wild and going up and feeding alligators, so you can kind of scratch that itch and be able to feed them at our park.
And how old is he?
He is about 2 years old. So with alligators, it's kind of a give and take, but usually they'll grow about a foot a year. So he's about 2.
Interesting. May I touch him?
Yeah. He likes
I've
on
never
his back.
actually, oh my goodness. Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, he's pretty cool feeling.
Oh, he is. Oh my gosh. Look at those little feet. Little webbed feet.
Right? And
oh
then
my gosh.
you're like, oh, I'm petting a dinosaur.
I
Like,
know.
they're very cool.
Pretty cool. Now, what are the main attractions at the gardens? Because obviously we want to get our viewers to come and see you and all of your little friends.
Absolutely. So one of our big main attractions is our free flamingo feeding, where you can purchase food and you can walk down because our flamingo flock is free roaming. So they will walk right up to you and you can feed them, and they're really cool to check out.
The kids must love that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would love it too.
Right? They're such characters. They're so funny. We do also have our bird holding session, our bird pose, where you can hold some of the macaws on your arm and get pictures with them. We have birds of various sizes for that, so everybody can get a turn. From little kids to grandparents that want to hold birds, they can come and do that.
And go ahead.
And then we also have like our petting zoo where you can go in and see some of our goats and our mini pigs.
Okay. Now, what are your hours of operation?
We are open 10 to 5 every single day.
Every single day. What days are you closed? Christmas,
I think it's
holidays,
Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Okay, so just a couple days here. Website and where viewers can go find you.
SarasotaJungleGardens.com.
Well, thank you for being here and
You're
bringing all
welcome.
your little friends with you today.
Yeah, of course.
Next on Suncoast FYI, we find out ways you can start the journey to a better health from the owner of 20 Minutes to Fitness, so please stay with us. Angela Began is in the studio with her client Jan Girard to talk with us more about her business, 20 Minutes to Fitness. 20 Minutes to Fitness is a workout studio. What makes your studio different from other studios and other workouts?
Well, first of all, each time you come in, it is one-on-one with a personal fitness coach, and it only takes 20 minutes once a week.
Once a week?
Yes. It's one of those things that you have to come in to try to understand, and that's why we offer the complimentary orientation for you to come in, see why 20 minutes once a week can really provide the results that we do and be more effective than traditional strength training.
Now, tell us the benefits about doing this slow process as opposed to doing other techniques.
By going so slowly, what happens is you're able to get down deeper into the muscle fiber. By getting deeper into the muscle fiber, it takes longer for those muscles to rest and repair and recover, but they recover more efficiently, and it's more effective than traditional strength training.
Okay.
It's also safer because of how slowly you're going. You're relying on your muscles to do the work versus momentum and gravity.
Is it the amount of weight that you're doing this with, or how slow you're doing it? What exactly do you do when you do and exercise, in, an isolated exercise?
What happens is we're able to choose a weight that is lighter. Because you're going so slowly, it feels heavy, and then we challenge that muscle to peak performance so that we are able to get down deeper to that muscle fiber.
Okay. And do you work on your entire body when you come in, or once a week do you work on arms, and next week maybe you do legs? I mean, how does the program work like that?
Typically, it's a full body workout every time you come in. If you do have some injuries or things that we need to work around, we certainly can do so.
All right.
But we want to do a full body each and every time you come in.
Okay. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, Jan. Now, I know you've had some health issues, but I know that you've also told me that you've been working with 20 Minutes to Fitness for a number of years now. Tell us about your experience.
Yes, I started before I had health issues, and I loved it. I love the fact I went once a week for 20 minutes. Otherwise, I will make excuses and I will not go.
Yeah.
But I have an appointment with my trainer, I will be there. So when I went through my health issues in 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I had to go through the chemo, the surgery, the radiation, and I kept working out through that whole process.
Wow.
So I would have to take 1 week off after I had chemo to recoup, but then I was back. And I feel that was such a huge part of my healing, besides the fact I'm going to a semi-private gym. And I'm competing with myself, not anyone else.
Exactly.
And I got to the point I didn't want to wear my wig there anymore. And that was fine. I just came in and maybe I had a scarf on, maybe not.
Yeah. Did you have to adjust your workout because of the chemo or anything? Did you find that it was a little more challenging?
No, I didn't adjust the weights. Or anything like that, because I was still strong. The only thing I did was have to take off, because I did chemo every 3 weeks. I would have to take off the week after, and then I was ready to come back. So that was the only adjustment that I made.
Now, 12 years, right? You've been working out with them about 12 years?
Yes.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. I
Really.
feel good. I feel strong.
And that's all you do? You do the 20 minutes once a week?
That's it.
So
and she is active outside of 20 Minutes to Fitness as well, which is really important, along
Walking,
with the strength
I
training.
mean, sure.
Kayaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I know you have a new studio that you want to tell us about. Where is
Yes.
that going to be, and when are you going to be opening?
We are excited to announce our 5th location that we're opening in Tampa in the Carrollwood area, beginning of September.
Okay.
So it'll be number 5 for us.
So where are the others now?
We have one in downtown Sarasota.
Yep.
We have our Lakewood Ranch location, and then we have 2 up in St. Louis, Missouri.
And Tampa coming
Yes.
soon. Great. Well, thank you for coming back again, and we're going to keep getting updates on what's going on and see how Jan's doing.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much for having us.
Thank you. Next on Suncoast FYI, we talk to Sarasota County Aging Network regarding an upcoming fundraising event. So please stay with us. Our next guest is Elana Uttaro, the fundraising co-chair for SCAN, the Sarasota County Aging Network. Welcome to the show, and let's hear about what you do. What is SCAN again?
So SCAN stands for Sarasota County Aging Network, and it's a group of individuals from the Sarasota area that come together, and we raise money for local seniors in the Sarasota area.
And this is all volunteer work, you were telling me.
100% volunteer.
Okay. Now, you have an upcoming fundraiser. We'd like to hear about that.
So, backed by popular demand,
Yes.
so it's called the Best of the ALF. It is a culinary cook-off. It's a showdown. So we have 16 local assisted living communities that have come together to compete in 4 categories.
Okay.
We have hot appetizer, cold appetizer, pasta, and dessert. So they get to pick a category, and then they get to compete. So then we have 4 celebrity chef judges here in town that have so graciously volunteered their time to come and name one in each category the winner. So yeah, so it's live cooking, and it's going to be really fun. So we did it last year, we had a great turnout last year, and so we're coming back.
Okay.
So.
Now, where do you find your menus or your guests? I mean, are they like just you know, people that love to cook and get together as a group? I mean, how many people
so it's
from each ALF compete?
So it's 4 categories. So we basically just asked our community partners, our community assisted livings. We have a few from Bradenton all the way down to Venice, and we've just asked them, do you want to compete and bring your best? You know, we find that, you know, in looking at assisted livings, food has become so important, and it's an important part of, you know, how you celebrate your life and how you communicate and how you socialize. And so, and everybody likes to showcase food. So why not, you know, bring your best and compete?
So it's the chefs from
the actual facilities.
Oh, okay, I thought maybe it was the guests, you know, that were living in the facilities they got together. How fun would that be, though, to have them, you know, cook up a favorite dish? Okay, so then your 4 guest judges. Can you tell us who they are, or is that a surprise?
Nope. Chef Paul Madison from of course, the awesome. We have George Armstrong from the Rosemary and Thyme restaurant here in the Rosemary District. We have Krystin Hirschman, who's a cocktail historian. And then we have the director of Kaiser University Center for Culinary Arts, Chef Michael Mensch.
And then you're going to have an event where people come and taste, and you charge for that.
So yes, it's $20 to come. It's going to be August 30th at the Shriners over at 600 North Beneva Road. It's $20 to get in, and you get to sample delicious food, some of the food items. French toast, Brazilian style, with candied bacon and chocolate drizzle.
Oh, wow.
We have some Chilean sea bass, some scampi, sushi, smoked salmon.
So something for everybody.
Something
now,
for everyone.
Where do the proceeds go from this, Elana?
Okay, so 100% of our proceeds for this event will go to grants. So we give grants to any nonprofit organization in Sarasota County that helps directly impacting seniors. So for instance, the Senior Friendship Center, All Face Food Banks, Meals on Wheels, we just gave a grant to. So it's different nonprofit organizations. We are a nonprofit organization giving back to nonprofit organizations in Sarasota.
And how can other local businesses get involved? Because I'm sure you need more help.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah, always.
Right?
Help is always great.
Yes.
So we actually have a general meeting at Health South Hospital, Rehab Hospital on Edge Lake. The 3rd Thursday of every month, from 8 to 8:30, it's marketing, you know, meet and greets, and then from 8:30 to 9:30 is the general meeting. To become a SCAN member, it is $50 for the whole year, and then you get to attend different networking meetings and meet a great group of people that just really want to help each other in the area.
Now, I would like you to mention, you said you're one of the co-chairs. How many other co-chairs
so
do you have, and who are they?
Sure. So there's 3 of us. Actually, there's 4 of us. I don't want to leave Pauline out. So we have Pauline Cook, who works for Griffin & Griffin, Ron Stoll, who works for Jennings Funeral Home, and then we have Bill Mercer, who works for Reverse Mortgages.
Okay, well, thank you. Now, website or?
Website is SarasotaCountyAging.com. You can also purchase tickets on Eventbrite.com, and that's going to be scanculinary2017.eventbrite.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and look forward to your event.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Next, we find out about a local benefit concert happening right here on the Suncoast. Our last guests this week are from Lionheart Productions. Master of Vision, Robert Stueber, and Ambassador of Public Relations, Patrick Wynne, are in the studio today to tell us about this benefit concert that they're going to be having. And would you like to start, Robert, and tell us how this all started?
I sure would, Nancy.
Okay.
We're pretty proud of what's happened. This has started in our community a number of years ago as a birthday party for Leos.
For you, though.
Well, for me, being a Leo, and you know, we're known as pretty arrogant and prideful people, and we're reinventing Leo.
Okay. All right.
So we have taken on and created, out of that birthday thing that we created, and all the musicians that were showing up, and all these wonderful people of big hearts, we've now become the Lionheart.
Aww.
Leos with big hearts.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. So you're having the show that we talked about coming up. Where is that taking
Okay,
place?
well, we're going to have this for the second year in a row at Mandeville Beer Garden. A wonderful venue, child-friendly, dog-friendly. It's a true-to-life European-style beer garden.
And is there a charge involved with this?
Yes, that charge is a donation. It's a suggested donation.
Our ambassador of public relations, Patrick.
We are putting this event together to support autism. It's really going to be fantastic. As Robert was saying, Mandeville Beer Garden, great place. Wonderful, wonderful beer. We're going to do great things with all money donated. We're also accepting sponsorships, which is going to be nice. We're going to have a silver level, a gold level, and a platinum level.
And what does this entitle the sponsors to?
Well, the gold level is going to be, we're going to have t-shirts made as well through Eric Matthews. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He's going to help us out with that. We'll get your name on a t-shirt. We're going to go ahead and put your name on a slideshow, which is going to be great.
And it's going to run throughout the evening event?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, it will.
All right.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
And the platinum level is going to be free food, free drinks. Huge name on the t-shirt, which is going to be nice. It's going to look like a big old number on a jersey.
Okay.
And yeah, that's your name will also run on the throughout the night there.
All right.
So
Well,
that will be great.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, how do you get the musicians involved that we're going to be hearing, Robert?
Well, we started out with all the friends.
Yeah.
Friends of friends. And after a few years, we got to, you know, find out that we were hosting an event for free forever that people would pay $25, $35 to go to.
To
and
hear these incredible
Yeah, I mean,
musicians,
look, when
right?
you see the list of all the performers, well known in town, you know, and with followings of their own,
Yeah.
well, they're all in one place at one time.
Big
You
name
couldn't buy
musicians.
this.
Okay.
What's happening.
And we're going to hear one of those incredible musicians
gonna
a
hear
little
Mindy
bit later.
Simmons.
Yes, I know. She's in the studio with us today, so we'll hear her soon. What do you envision as this being for the community going forward?
Well, I have two grandsons who are aging out. Aging out is an aspect. When you get beyond the federal and state levels where there's some provision, where most of the autistic community still is part of the family. In a family setting where 85% of those families divorce, break up, and the issue of caregiving is major.
Right.
That's where we're focused right now.
Okay.
And we're focused on developing funds for that we can aim where it's needed in our community so we can provide even for the housing. A lot of this is going to come out of the constituency and the needs. We want to hear what people need. This is at the time of creating a movement, but a movement with a direction.
Well, thank you both for being here, and let's go to Mandeville Gardens on August 7th.
First Monday of August,
First Monday.
August 7th. Doors open at 6 o'clock. The program starts at 6:30. Get there before 6:30 because we get an awesome opening number.
Okay.
It's going to be
Okay.
great.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here today.
Good thing.
Appreciate
Thank
all
you
your
having
work.
us.
Thank you, Nancy.
We will return after a short break. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.
There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share, so come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share, so come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone.